It's kind of amazing when you think of all of the hoaxes that people have fallen for. Fairies, balloon boys, alien autopsies, giant cats, women who give birth to rabbits. It's almost like we're hardwired to believe in the unbelievable. Maybe this is why in 1869, a purported giant found buried in Cardiff, New York, took the country by storm. Tobacco farmer George Hull was visiting his sister when he got in an argument with a clergyman. Hull, who was an atheist, found it absurd that the clergyman believed the giants once walked the earth as claimed in the book of Genesis. Are people really that easy to fool? He thought to himself and devised a plan. Hull hired a group of men to carve out an enormous 12 by 4 by 2 foot block of gypsum in Fort Dodge, Iowa. He shipped the block to Chicago, where a stonecutter carved the block into the shape of a resting man. He took the giant to Cardiff, New York, where his cousin, William C. Newell, had a farm. They buried the giant in November of 1868 and waited for a year before putting their plan into motion. On October 16th, Newell hired 2 neighbors to dig a well on his farm on the precise spot where the giant was buried. They found it while they were digging, of course, and it was carefully exhumed. News of the giant quickly spread and people flocked to see it. Some preachers and theologians even saw it as proof that the giants mentioned in the Bible were real. Geologists were quick to call it a fake, but that didn't stop Newell from charging people 50 cents to see it. Newell eventually sold his part interest to a group of Syracuse businessmen for $23,000. The giant was then exhibited around the country to great fanfare, and it eventually caught the interest of P.T. Barnum. Barnum offered them $50,000 for the giant, but they refused to sell it. So, in true P.T. Barnum fashion, he had his own version of the giant built. But Barnum told spectators in New York that his giant was real, and that the original giant was a replica. David Hannum, one of the owners of the original giant, was furious. He was quoted as saying, "There's a sucker born every minute." Hannum sued Barnum, but both giants were eventually found to be fakes in court. The saga of the Cardiff Giant was over. Today, the original giant is on display at the Farmers Museum in Cooperstown, New York. Barnum's replica can be found resting at Marvin's Marvelous Mechanical Museum in Farmington Hills, Michigan. If you liked this video, please subscribe to Crypticc for more.